Hello and welcome to 5 on 5 with Boria. It's not a very good day. Uh, the way I'm going to go about it today is I'm going to give you all the details of Sourav Ganguly's health update and also going to tell you about the biosafety security protocol breach in Australia, and Cricket Australia's recent step to try and investigate as to what has happened. So let's start with it. My first and most important news of the day. Sourav Ganguly is stable and good. So that's the biggest positive, that he's stable now and out of danger. If you follow my tweet, and I will read what the doctor read out to me. There's been a press conference also recently by Dr. Sharoj Mondol. As you know, I've broken that news, on Sports Today and India Today and on my Twitter handle. So Sourav Ganguly's the right coronary artery stenting has been done. He's presently fine. So that's the most important update that we are getting from Woodlands Hospital. Uh, what I'm also told is initially they had felt that it was one artery. Now it might be more, which is a bit of a worrying news. But at this point in time, the main principle, and a doctor's friend of mine, Dr. Binayak Sinha, explained this to me, that the culprit, as they call it in layman's terms, to try and explain that to me, that the culprit who caused the myocardial infarction today has been dealt with by the primary angioplasty and the stent has been put. So that's point number one, news number one. Number two, how did this happen? Sourav Ganguly and I were on calls actually today till about 11:15, and Jhulan Goswami, if you remember, did that show with me. So Jhulan was there. We were actually, I had called him to figure out a couple of questions that I had about the roadmap of women's cricket. So this was around 11:15. And then he went to his gym at home and felt dizzy and felt chest pain. And as a result, rushed to Woodlands Hospital. And when he rushed to Woodlands Hospital, they immediately took steps. They were brilliant. I mean, they immediately took steps at the Woodlands Hospital and they figured out that there is a heart attack. There is a myocardial infarction. So that's news number two. He had this around noon and then went to the hospital around 12:45, 12:50. Immediately the tests were done. Number three, Sourav Ganguly, this is a little strange. He was fine. He's fit. I mean, he's entered a fitness regime in recent times. I can tell you, maintains his diet. So there was no immediate history. Did he feel anything yesterday, day before? No. So this is a bit of a shock for all of us. So each one of us who are at this age, 45, 46, 44, he was 48. We also need to get ourselves tested. And the third point is, in Saurav's case, they initially felt that it was one artery. Maybe not, it might be more. But at the same time, I'm told that he will be in the hospital for about 72 hours. So that's the important update for you. He might be in the hospital for 72 hours and thereafter he should be home. And in a month's time, he should be absolutely fine. So that's point number three that comes out of the Sourav Ganguly health update. Just to sum up, so he's fine now. The stenting has been done. Happened around noon at his house when he felt dizzy and complained of chest pain, was rushed to Woodlands Hospital. The hospital authorities immediately took all the steps, scans were done, tests were done, and now the stenting has been done. Breach number four is the breach. In Australia, if you see social media, a fan tweeted out a photograph of 5 Indian players. They were having a meal in an indoor restaurant in Melbourne. Does this constitute a biosecure breach? We will have to find out. But Cricket Australia has launched an investigation. We were in touch with BCCI officials, and they said no investigation will happen because in their book this doesn't constitute a breach. But now Cricket Australia clearly doesn't want to take a chance. They have launched an investigation, and all of these 5 players have been placed in isolation. Navdeep Saini, Rishabh Pant, Rohit Sharma. They have been placed in isolation. They will not train with the rest of the group. They can train, and that's very important. Remember this: they can train, they can practice, but they will have to train separately and in isolation because they will now be investigated upon. Very similar to what happened with the Brisbane Heat. Chris Lynn and Dan Lawrence, exactly similar things. When they interacted with a member of the crowd, they were reprimanded. They were reprimanded and let off because recent times none of the Cricket Australia personnel, and maybe rightly so, want to take a chance with it. That's update number 4 coming out of Australia. And the last update is a happy update. Rohit Sharma apparently looks absolutely fantastic at the nets. That's what my sources from Australia tell me. Rohit is looking absolutely stellar at the nets from what we've seen from the update that we are getting. He's lean, he's fit, he's hungry. So before the this biosafety investigation was launched, when the Indian team practiced Rohit Sharma and the team practiced today, Rohit Sharma looked absolutely stellar. So fingers crossed, none of this will really matter. They'll come out of it, and obviously India will field a full strength team. But hopefully, nothing will come out of this investigation. They'll be all fine. And but there's no point in taking any chances, is what I will say at 5 at 5. So more updates tomorrow on 5 at 5 from Sourav Ganguly from the hospital. Fingers crossed. Pray for him. He'll be fine. He's an absolute rock star and a super fighter. So he should be fine. He should be fine. And from India, hopefully this doesn't constitute a breach, and Team India, all of the players are united again. Thanks for watching. Once again, please, for God's sake, pray for Sourav Ganguly, because we want him to be hale and hearty as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.